The Tasting Room on 9th Avenue North in Myrtle Beach connects all things past with the city's now and coming future. Focusing on community, the venue features an upscale wine bar offering curated wine programs, craft cocktails, and sophisticated small plates. We sat down with owners Lisa Lee and chef Jamie Daskalis to file the following report.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lee with the Tasting Room on 9th. This is Jamie.
I'm Jamie Daskalis, the chef here at the Tasting Room.
And we own it.
Yeah.
On 9th Avenue. So in 2021, I finished my level 3 certification. In 2022, I started developing this concept that I was hoping to bring to Myrtle Beach. 2023, Jamie became my business partner and not just my friend, which has been fun. And in April of 2024, we officially opened our doors.
I've been watching Lisa put this together since the beginning, talking about it, different ideas. She checked out different places, and I, just listening, and it was very exciting. I was very excited for her. And then at some point, I was like trying to drop some hints, like, I would love to join you on this journey. This is really exciting. Like, I would really love to participate, and if we could maybe be partners. And so we talked a little bit, and it just kind of fell. Like, we talked and had an official conversation, but it was like unofficially official. Like, It wasn't like we're both easy to work with each other. Like, we give each other space in our strengths and what we are knowledgeable at. And we've had a really good run so far. We've known each other for 7 years.
We were neighbors.
We were neighbors, yeah.
First.
I met her at the end of my driveway.
Yeah.
Well, she was walking with her kids. And we just kind of slowly developed a really nice friendship. And it turned into all this, so I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you. So
we've got a picture of your food here. Tell us about your menu.
Okay. So we have taken this past year and really listened to our guests and the people that come in here, because from inception, this has been a space that we wanted for this community, and we've always said that we want to listen and evolve with them and see what they want to see here and implement that. So doing that, we have added some heartier appetizers, some substantial entrees. Those were big things this year, so we're excited to showcase this new menu in 2025.
And how's that been received, the menu?
This was our reopening weekend from our holiday break, and the guests loved it over the weekend. Like, everyone was raving. We have one of our main flatbreads, our manchego, that was from our previous menu, that is still our, shining. The guests love it. But we started a new shrimp dish, a new clams dish, a seafood pasta. We have a chicken pasta, a new burrata dish, appetizer that is to die for. Even down to the tomato butter on the bread service with the smoked sea salt. Just every detail, I feel like, really was in the guest's mind of, like, hitting those taste buds, from looking at the dish and being like, oh my God, it's so beautiful, to those first bites, to the aftertaste, and the way Lisa can pair food with wine like no one even, I've never seen before. So it's just been a really nice experience. And on our first night, I was talking to all the guests, and they were just so excited, and it kind of, it energizes you when you get that kind of excitement out of the food that you cook and the meal that you prepared and the atmosphere you created.
So I'm told you opened in April of last year?
Mm-hmm.
What's it been like being right here?
I love being downtown. We had looked at multiple spaces. This had come up online, and I had contacted the city to come see it. It was one big building, because this was Belk, which was kind of cool. We have a plaque outside. It's on the registry. Mm-hmm. It's a historic building, which was important to me. With that came high ceilings and beautifully rustic flooring and original brick, and that wasn't something I could get anywhere else. Beyond that, stepping outside the door, you turn right, and there's the ocean. That's the whole reason a lot of people move here. It's the thing people that grew up here love. So we will have outdoor seating at one point, which will be great, and you'll be able to enjoy that every day. But being downtown and having the ability to help grow it was important to me. I saw the plans for what they wanted to do, and I couldn't imagine not being a part of it and having some type of say and help it get off the ground, and we have been thrilled to do so thus far.
Yeah, it's been very exciting, and people slowly, slowly trying to change the reputation of what downtown is, but it's beautiful down here, and they are making changes. Like, right across the street now, they're paving a beautiful parking lot that's going to be able to be used. We have parking behind, they started putting Christmas lights up on the streets that are going to stay year round to really elevate the way the street feels, just to make it a nice, safer make people feel safer when they come. Grand Strand Brewery is right around the corner from us. We have the new Boteco next door, the Dalai Lama for ice cream, and then the bakery. So it's like a really nice, where you can just come down and just see. Even if you come down and see, tell a friend, it's really helpful in the amount of people that are excited about what's happening down here for the future downtown, and to have a place that they can go wander around. Just like when you go to Charleston, you walk around downtown. When you go to Wilmington, you walk around downtown, and I love that. So for us to be down here means that one day people are going to come to Myrtle Beach just to walk around downtown, and it's really awesome.
So you mentioned that. We have Del Webb, we have Grand Dunes, we have Market Common. If I lived in, say, Market Common, and I really wanted a really awesome experience, what would you tell me about this area and the tasting room?
So I think it's important to know that this once was a thriving neighborhood where people came down and they spent time with their families, and it has very fond memories. And I think along the way, it lost its path, which sometimes we all do just as humans too. So now we're kind of growing up and not really redoing, but we are kind of upgrading things a little bit, but without losing what's important, and that to me was the community that's here. This is becoming that neighborhood. It was something that I absolutely was hoping to have, and it is developing with bakery and with Dalai Lama and with Boteco and GSB and Winna's and their new building. And so if I run out of coffee beans, I can run next door and they're like, no problem. Or if they need napkins, they come next door and we're like, no problem. Or we collaborate on events, or we talk to each other about how their day is, how their families are. It really is that small town feel in a city that seems to be growing exponentially every year. But to keep that core of that community and what makes Myrtle Beach amazing, what it always has, and to see it have a second run at that has been, I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
Would you consider this a unique experience for Myrtle Beach residents?
The tasting room?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a great question.
So hypothetically,
I want to say absolutely. It's a great question, but absolutely.
I think it's a great question. This is unique in a lot of ways. From inception, we have been very committed to our attention to detail, how our guests feel, your experience from the time that you enter the store to the time that you leave, how you are received, how you feel when you're in here, the food that gets put on this menu to the drinks that get poured in your glass. We care about every single detail. I think that gets lost in a lot of places, and that to me is the biggest part. You can get food anywhere, you can get drinks anywhere. There are a million places here that are wonderful, some that are some of my favorite. But what's different about here is the community, the heart, the experience we give, and the people that are in this building. And so I want this to feel like your neighborhood bar. You come in and we're connecting you with other people in your community, and now you show up and you know 5 people at the bar, and it becomes this familiar place that you are always welcome to. And that was always a big part of what I think separates us from a lot of places.
my wife and I eat at many places in Market Common often. I was in here looking at your photos, your pictures. Not only do you connect a community, but you actually connect people with what has been to new. And explain that to me. I think that's fascinating.
So I had the honor of meeting Jack Thompson when he walked by the building before we opened, and I had heard a million things about this man and his photographs and how he had photographs from forever. And I think I spent about an hour speaking with him, and he has become one of my favorite people to talk to, and he pops in occasionally. But I had asked him if I could purchase prints from him. To me, you can't move forward and create something without understanding where you're coming from. And for me, it's important to always have that piece of the puzzle in this building. So the photographs of the pavilion, or this as the Belk building, or the old grocery store, whatever was here still needs to be remembered as being here, because the reason we all moved here, the reason we love it, are because of those people and those businesses and what made Myrtle Beach great from the beginning. So I can't do what I want to do and make this great without also giving the respect owed to the people that started this in the first place.
Jamie, you own Johnny D's multiple locations, correct? One in
Yes.
Surfside, one in North Myrtle, one in Myrtle.
In Myrtle Beach, yep.
And those are wonderful restaurants,
Thank
by
you.
the way. Outstanding. I eat there a lot. What makes Tasting Room unique, and why did you decide to invest here?
I decided to invest in Lisa. I don't know if I have been approached in the past to invest, and I just never was really that interested until Lisa started talking about this, and then really when the downtown popped up, that's when I really started putting some pressure. But I love Lisa, and I love the way she talks about wine and food, and we really don't have a place like this here, and I really wanted to be a part of it. I love Myrtle Beach, and it gave me and my family, the community here gave me, my family and I should say, the opportunity to really grow and develop a home here. We came from New York, and we all moved down here over the last 15 years at one time or another, and it's just been a really wonderful place to live. I feel more at home here in Myrtle Beach than I did where I grew up. And when this opportunity came, because I might not be downtown, but I still am in the city of Myrtle Beach where Johnny D started, and I just wanted to give the community another place that they can go and enjoy and get to know Lisa and all her knowledge and passion about wine and food, and just down to the decor. This place, when you walk in, like, everyone loves the way they feel when they come in. And it's the same thing when they go into Johnny D's, like, they love the way they feel when they go in there. It's a lot of energy. They always get served properly, and I just wanted to show that I could, with Lisa's help, do this in a dinner, and not a dinner, but in another way. The hospitality, just provide a great hospitality experience in another way to the people of the community here.
Would you guys like to talk about your selection of wines and
Sure.
what makes that aroma,
these, please.
that boutique feel here?
Yeah. So my plan with this wine list was to showcase wines from all over the world, but more importantly that there is a wine for everybody for any occasion. So I can find you a bottle. Most people will come in and say, I don't like whatever it is. And I'm like, pause, challenge accepted. And I can typically find one that you'll love and that will go with your meal. And so being able to be on the ownership side allows me to open bottles, to share wine, to show people, to let them travel through these vintages, and that's been really fun for me.
So hypothetically speaking, if I'm a 55-year-old living in Delaware, Grand Gables, Market Common, this is really a unique place for me to have an escape of sorts, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
To go back into the past, to try something new that's really new. This is not old. This is new.
Yeah.
And I explain that. Explain how that old has become so new. Because the area is being gentrified in really a unique, wonderful way.
Mm-hmm. So I think everybody involved with kind of revamping this area always starts from the same place. Myrtle Beach itself is great. It is. The community itself is small, very small town, smallest town I've lived in. And you run into someone everywhere you go, and they don't want to lose that small town feel and all of the things that make it uniquely Myrtle Beach. So, yeah, being a part of that has been phenomenal. And everybody has the same rhetoric, from the city to the business owners to the people that live here, that have come down here. They're so excited to see some love put back into this area that they once went down to all the time.
My dad used to always say Johnny D's is the best of the old and the best of the new. And I think the tasting room is the same. I think he would say the same thing if he was still here.
So if I were reticent or reluctant to visit this area,
Sure.
is there anything going on that would cause me to maybe step out and try it for the first time?
Yeah, so there's so many things. One of the ones that are coming up that we're so excited about is the Oyster and Art Festival, which also helps with the Art Museum, which is a huge part of this district. They are trying to do this as the Art and Innovation District. So having the Art Festival, they had their first one last year. Yeah. Amazing. Over 1,000 people came. Oysters, art, your community members, your neighbors, and it was a great day. So I'm excited to be a part of it for this year. We weren't open just quite yet last year.
Nope.
But we're doing events all the time, as far as whether it's a local night or a happy hour. We have partnered with other restaurants such as Winna's. Chef Jess is amazing. Her food's great too. So we'll have other guest chefs come in. Jamie's doing a brunch a private brunch for a group. So we do a lot of things with different fundraisers. We're hosting different fundraising events, different corporate parties we do as private events. But as far as the public goes, I think the biggest one that we've done that's my favorite is the tasting menu series. Fine dining. I love experiences, and I love food, and I love beautifully plated things that taste good, and I love pairing the wines with them. So this was never going to be a fine dining restaurant every day. I don't think that's feasible, and I don't think the average person really cares to do that. However, we do a 5-course paired wine dinner once a month, and it's phenomenal, and it is my favorite thing. It is 8 to 12 people max. It will always stay small. We sit at one table in our private room. You come as strangers, leave as friends, which is fun because you don't always know who you're sitting next to. And it is fine dining in a way that is also approachable. So it's not stuffy. You don't feel like you can't say a joke. You don't feel like you can't make a comment or you can't be comfortable. But all of the details are there. We do the tablescape, we do the menus, we bring in full service, and
So
it's my favorite thing. So if there's anything to come down to this for, that would be one of them. But they go quick. We just put out February and already sold out February. So once those tickets go for sale, so we might look at adding different days where we do different dinners, but that would be one that will happen every month that you can absolutely expect to come down to.
So if I'm a local and I want to have a regular experience, say, at least twice a month, would you recommend the tasting room?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for those people who haven't tried downtown, would you recommend they try the tasting room?
Sure.
I would always recommend someone tries a tasting room.
I think you try it once. I always tell people they come in and they love it, and I said, well, welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Because now you're part of this neighborhood, you're part of our community, you're part of my home. This is my home. I'm here all the time. So welcome into our space, and I want this space to feel like your space. So yeah, come in and try it. You will never want to leave. You will absolutely come back. I can't imagine you won't. And the food is consistently great. The service is consistently great. Our entire staff is wonderful, from the person that greets you at the door to John, who's been here since the beginning, who's doing the dish. He's amazing. So, and we will all come out and we talk to people and have the best time. So it really, I can't imagine that if you come once, you don't come again and again.
I have people stop me all the time and they're like, you're changing from the tasting room, right? And I'm like, yes. They're like, oh my God, I love it. And then they start telling me like what drinks they had or the wine that they had, or mostly they talk about the manchego flatbread.
It's so good. It is, it's so good.
Because it's such a simple dish and you eat it and every bite is like, oh my God, why is this so good? Like, and that's like, it's just exciting. It makes you feel excited when you're in here. We usually have the music on, the lights are on. It's not too bright, but it's not too dark. And other people here having a good time. People are standing, here in the bar area or sitting over here in the lounge area. So it just creates a more like, you feel like you went out and not just went out to eat. You went out to have an experience and not just, we went out to eat last night. No, when you come here, you feel like you had an experience by the time you leave. And that's really, I think, what we were.
And I think it's cool because you can either get dressed up and have a date, or you can come fairly casual and have a cocktail. And you never feel like you're in the wrong space. And that was something that we, with intention in the design, that we wanted, okay, there's these upscale kind of pretty moments, but also it's comfortable. And that was important because there's not a lot of places that you can go where you can get dressed, just a bar itself or a lounge where you can get dressed up for a date. Plenty of dinner options, wonderful restaurants. But a lot of the bars were a little bit more casual, and from traveling and from doing different things, that wasn't something that we had here, and it was something that I deeply wanted. So it's fun to see people come in. We've had first dates, we've had people who are just engaged, we've done engagement shoots in here. The engagement shoot was fun. They did their whole, they had a photographer come in and do shoot in here, and so I love that this space is being utilized not only for what we opened it for, but for what the community wants it for, whether it's photo shoots, whether it's business meetings, whether it's a private event because it was someone's birthday and they just left the space. So
book clubs. We've had a lot of book clubs.
Yeah, book clubs in the private room. Different companies come in and use it, but it's always open. I've always held true to that if someone needed to do a meeting, whether it was a business meeting or realtors or whomever, this space is, that private room is free for you to use, because that is what it is there for. I want people to utilize this. I want people to feel like it's part of their community, and you can't do that unless you're open to receiving them. So, yeah.
Ladies, first of all, thanks for investing in our community, in our city. And secondly, thanks for creating community. And thanks for making time for us today.
Oh,
We really
of course.
Oh,
appreciate
of
it.
course.
Thank
It's
you
my
for
pleasure.
coming.
Thank you.
Yeah. We wish you the success that this attention to detail deserves.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.